All right, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Lemon, back with another video. Um, I apologize for like the back-to-back video posting type shit. I know some people don't like that. Um, but fuck you. Just kidding. um, I just been having fun with it, honestly. I just wanted to make more videos, but I wanted to make a video for this subscriber right here. They asked if I could do a Cyberpunk review rant. So I've written down a few things I wanted to go over about Cyberpunk itself. I've played the game actually a few times, a handful of times actually. So I wanted to go over some maybe pros and some cons of the game that I personally have. I don't know if this applies to everybody, but all in all, I just want to say the game is good. My opinion of the game is only really positive of the game, but I do obviously have some negative thoughts about the game as well. Do I think they can be fixed? Yeah, I think the game can definitely be fixed, and over the years, the game has been kind of getting fixed. So, shout out to, CD Projekt Red, because they kind of fucked up on the first half of the fucking thing. Sorry, I gotta open up one, brother. I got the... Can I show that? I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor me, I'll take that, brother. I'll take that straight up. All right. So I got my notes over here to the side. So I guess I want to start off with the first pro. Well, so yeah, I really found myself really entangled inside this storyline, or even, the the main story itself. The main story itself is genuinely good. I really don't have anything bad to say about the main story itself. Yeah, there's some cheesy moments, and there's some moments that you're like kind of like, do I really got to run there? But I feel like that's with any game. I mean, you could play a Skyrim and you can find yourself being like, dude, I have like 59 tasks to do and I really don't want to fucking do them, but if I really want to finish the game, I could do that. Like, you know what I mean? To level up my character to be the legend at the very end of the game. So definitely stuff like that. So I found myself really into the story and trying to get multiple endings, like have Johnny Silverhand sacrifice himself to save my life. Yeah, so I had an ending in the game that Johnny Silverhand, I had a great relationship with, dude. I befriended him and only try to help him battle his demons, and, help him achieve what he's wanted to achieve while he had my body or the opportunity to make amends for the bad things that he's done. And so you can get an ending to where he's like, don't worry about it, Chief. I'm already dead. You go ahead, man. I'll take the fucking L here. So there's that. And you can get other multiple endings, like letting Silverhand take over my body to fully become him, or I run away for the rest of my life with Pan Am. If you guys don't know who Pan Am is, most people ran into her. I think it's inevitable. You kind of run into her regardless of what you're doing or where you are. You'll always run into Pan Am. So most people get sidetracked by Pan Am. Really don't like Pan Am. I did at the beginning, but Pan Am kind of gets annoying. I don't like going and getting her truck. I don't like her kind of being a bitch right off the gate. So you kind of have to like navigate that to even like have a relationship with this woman. I just love the multiple decisions that you can make based on any number of dialogue options. And I think there's like 5 different endings to the game. So I definitely see a lot that adds to the replayability of the game itself. And I think that's a really, a great thing to have in a video game, because a lot of video games is like a one straight line linear, beginning and end, beginning, middle, and end. Okay. But, there's just one line of the game. Like you can play, I just finished Doom. Like, there will always be the same ending. There is no different way to go about it other than the type of way you execute the demons, But I do like a game that I can always come back to and maybe find something totally different that I never found before, which is really fun. I really enjoy games like that. Cons with this, I hated that it inevitably leads you to the same places in the end. Even if you choose a different life path, like Corpo, you still You still have inns with street people that obviously don't like corpos, but they seem to treat you the same even if I was a street kid option. You end up meeting the same people regardless of the decisions you made, like Jackie, Pan Am, or even Rogue. You always end up running into these same types of people, and you don't really have anything else other than like some dialogue lines that may or may not help you, and it's not always guaranteed. I think the corpo one only helps you with Rogue because she's what they call a fixer. A fixer is like somebody that'll give people jobs for the people that are unfamiliar with the game, and they're almost like a contractor of some sort, so they'll pay you to do something for them in exchange for help. So that's kind of their deal. um but yeah, I just didn't like that though. Like, you could be mean as fuck to Jackie, but they want you to have him like grow on you so you can feel bad about him dying in the game. Spoiler alert, he dies. If you haven't played the game and you're like wondering about it, I'm sure you've seen it. The game's been out for a while, also date. Um so yeah, Jackie dies, and the first time playing it, I felt bad. I was like, no, Jackie, no, my Jackie boy. So he dies, and regardless, like he will always be nice to you, even if you're mean to him. He will only be nice. Um, Pan Am, same thing, to where it's like you have to go and help Pan Am regardless if you want to continue the storyline. So you have to like run in with Pan Am and help her do some shit in order for you to do what you got to do, which sucks. So there's a lot of like individuals that you have to run into or have to talk to in order to prolong the storyline, which doesn't really fucking help you. Um, but yeah, that's one of my cons with at least that aspect of the game. The world itself is big, beautiful, with lots to see and explore, like fist fight competitions on like every other corner of Night City. You could do a fist fight for a fucking golden car. You can fight two twins that have augments. You can fight a big burly fucking woman. You can fight anybody to win some cash. You can also race your cars out in the Badlands, I think it's called, with your sick car that you just got. The bike that you got from dead Jackie. There's many options, to keep yourself busy. I think there's a lot of side quests and side things you could do that definitely help the passing time, because some parts of the game is like, oh, you got to wait a few hours, or you got to show up to this place at a certain time. So it's like cool to like do that, or you can go to your apartment that you have, you can get a fucking cat. But there's just little stuff like that. I think there's always something in the world, and the world really looks really good and beautiful within the game. And I just think it's a really cool city in all. Like, I really just love that era of time, you know what I mean? Like, we obviously haven't hit that era of time. If I ever get to see that era of time, that's pretty fucking cool. I think it would be cool to see. My cons with this is, with the game having so much, city being big, the game tends to glitch out a lot. So, for example, I was doing a Delamain mission, and his face just kept getting stuck up into the corner of my screen for like a few hours. So I had to go back in my save files and fucking load the mission back in after being so fucking annoyed with his ugly ass head up in my corner all the time. And apparently it was like a really common problem. So if you look up like the Delamain glitch, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's really fucking annoying. He doesn't say anything or anything. He just looks fucking grumpy, and he's just sitting in the fucking corner. But yeah, so I had to replay the mission for that. But there is some fun bugs, at least, because you could be driving your motorcycle and going about like 200 miles per hour, and then your bike get fucking sucked into the fucking concrete, and you just start flying into the air. I mean, there is fun bugs, okay? Like, not all bugs in video games piss me off. It doesn't break the immersion for me, really. I think it's a little laugh in between the boring shit, because, you driving from point A to point B all the time in game kind of tends to get boring or repetitive, to where it's throws in a little spice in there sometimes to where you're like, okay, a little glitch, I'm not even mad at that, you know? So I think that's mostly, you know, a con, but it's also a pro in some way. That's the way I'll look at it. Another pro that I got is augments. Augments in the game are a really big thing. Augments appear everywhere, from NPCs having augments on them, rich people having really good augments, and poor people having none or really malfunctioning augments. Is a really cool touch to the world. To, you know, that is how it would be in the real world if we had such things. Poor people would get shitty or hand me down robotics, or they would have to go to, you know, backyard fucking person to, you know, hook them up with some fucking tech. Or, you know, you're a really rich fucking person and you can afford stuff like that, to where, you know, you can afford stuff like that. So you get really, really nice augments. You get fucking gold plates. You get fucking, you know, they have like a thing in the game where it's like healthcare. So if it's like, I forget what that team is called, but there's a mission you go save this woman, and I can't show it because her boobies are out, so you can't show that. But yeah. So she has like this healthcare system to where it's like if you pass out, fall unconscious, it pretty much automatically rings the ambulance for you. And I was like, that's really smart tech, like, you know? Yeah, that's so I think that's really smart tech to have, especially in like a future sense. I think that would be like a really cool thing to have in real life. And I don't know, I think augments are could be part of the future, but you know, there is people that are like against that. You know what I mean? They'd be like, oh, why would you want to change out your real body for metal and things you can't feel? Or, you know, you lose out on certain things that you would experience as a human, like our touch, our smell, our taste, stuff like that. But I think augments are really cool. I think they're a cool aspect to the game, although they do cost an arm and a leg. No pun intended there. It sounds like a pun, like I meant to do that, but no, it really does. It costs a lot of money in the game to even get a fucking good piece of tech. And when I mean tech, it just means any kind of augment. Because in the game, there's like a cyberware graph type of thing to where, you know, you either can get a new set of eyes for your like scanning thing. You know, you can get enhanced muscles or, you know, certain things to help your character out throughout the game. But to get really good components, you either need to steal some from somebody that has really good components, or you need to buy them from a ripper doc, is what they call them. And those cost way too much money, dude. Like, you can do like 20 missions and still not even scratch the surface on getting a really good piece of fucking tech. Sucks, bro. As in Cyberpunk, they would say that's gonk. I think that's what they would say. That shit's gonk. But yeah, this shit's super expensive. The cons of these kinds of things, like you can get like different kinds of super tech. So you can trade out your arms for like whips. You can get whips out of your arms, or you can get like pincers. Like they're like almost like a mantis blades out of the top of your hand. You can get a fucking razor whip. You can get like Hulk hands, pretty much. You can get super legs where you can jump super fucking high and jump different places, be like the Hulk. Okay. So there's like a bunch of cool little opportunities like that. But where I think the cons come in with that, they should have just made more useful augments, like a fucking whole sword arm, like your hand turns into a sword, or a chainsaw, or have literal like machine. You know, you ever seen those mechs that have like the minigun things, or like some fucking Iron Man shit where the miniguns come out of their shoulder pads and they just start fucking lighting up fools? Like, that would be a fucking cool augment to add in there. I don't know, just a thought type of thing. We're gonna get into this. Sex. I said it. I said it. You can bang a lot of lot lizards of the night, and they're hella cheap. Okay. But my con is, you might hate me for this. I'm not creeping. I just think it's a part of the game if you're already going to add it into your game. So this is what I'm saying, to where it's like you have to put use to something that you've already added into game. You don't see any penetration, bro. You only see some boob. You just never see any sorts of penetration. Like it reminds me of the GTA 4, the sex scenes to where it's like you just hear the moans and groans and little talk like that. That's all you really get. But in the main created character part, you can obviously change the size of your manhood, or you can change the shape of your JJ, you know? So, there's different things like that to where, if you would want to, see a little action, if you're already going to go do that, and you can have relations with certain characters in the game if you get close enough to them to where, it would kind of help, I guess. I guess. But like I said, I'm not trying to be weird about it. It was just something a part of the game that I just thought about. Doesn't really make sense to me. Like, why even add it? Is it just like
We added a fucking wiener on here.
that shit's fucking golden. We got him. I mean, is it that? Like, there's no real point of it other than it's just a part of your character. You might as well just do what every other game does and just like you can't even take that shit off and it's all just covered. Like they just have undies on or they just have like a bra on, stuff to like automatically cover it up just to assume that they are a man or a woman. But yeah, that was mostly that. Okay. I just didn't want to touch on it too long because I'm not trying to fucking be creepy with that. I just think it was, it was already implemented in the game. Like I said with Starfield, if you had my character talk at the very end of the game as an aspect of the game, why didn't you add that in the very beginning of the game? So where this is almost backwards, I mean, like backwards as in why give me the junk but I can't ever use the junk, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because it is a part of the game. If you look at the mods for the thing, I'm not the only one that thought about it, okay? There's some weird mods out there for Cyberpunk, okay? Um but all in all, like I said, the game is really fun. It has a great story and experience. The world is good looking. The people in the game are cool to look at. There's little dudes on the side fucking killing a guitar, dude. You can just sit there and watch him. Um, but there's, I like the multiple factions. They're really cool to see, like the Maelstroms with their all mangled faces from all the heavy augments that they put on themselves. The the customization aspect of just getting different clothes is real fun. You can go to like the shitty store, like thrift shops and get some clothes, or you can go to the really high end places and you can fit the part of whatever you want to be in the game. Do you want to be like a raggedy person or do you want to go high price and spend that money, get a high rise place, go get a fucking nice fucking car, feel like you're living the high life within this game and kind of meld into the world, which is really fun. But a big con for me could be that I can't join any of the gangs. Like any of the factions, you can't really join them. You can only do some missions for them, and you're kind of forced into being a good guy. Again, I think it's due to that the linear storyline to this game is that you are trying to save yourself, but you're trying to be a good person and trying to, fix what's wrong. So I understand that the linear aspect of the game is that you're to be a good guy, but really your character is a bad person, because if you're a corpo, you get fired and kicked out from being a corporate person. So you're pretty much demoted from a corpo to a fucking street kid. Or, if you're with the I forget what they're called, the backers, I think they were called. It's like some Badlands type of person. You know what I mean? You live outside of Night City and you're doing your own thing. But each one of those life paths all lead you down the same road is what I mean. So, it would just be nice to be able to like join one of these gangs and they have you do stuff for them, or you can be implemented into there or use dialogue options for the gangs that you join, which would be cool, you know? But that's just little things. I think it's just, I really have to nitpick at the game in order to really say a bunch of bad shit about it because I played it. I bought the game on like I pre-ordered the game before the game came out, and I sat there and watched the countdown on my PlayStation to play the game. And so me and my friend were in a party together, and we waited till the game dropped, and we got the game, and it was just fucking crazy. Okay, so like I wanted the game because I'm really fascinated with this time period in which it's set in. I thought the world was really cool. I thought Keanu Reeves being in it was fucking cool. Um, there's just a lot of things to the game that I really couldn't be mad at, other than the glitches and little things like that. But like I said before, the glitches are not game breaking. You know, the it kind of adds to the fun or the goofiness or the quirky wackiness to the game, which doesn't make it so serious all the time. And it does add a little lightheartedness to the game. Yes, there is some game breaking glitches and there's some things that did piss me off when I was playing the game, but it's nothing that can't be fixed, if that makes sense. You know, I could play it on PC and I'm sure I could have a perfect run throughout the whole thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Cyberpunk, should you buy the game? I think you should. I think you should at least try it one time. Do I think the DLC is worth it? I don't think so. I just play the base game. I think you can have just as much fun. Because you end up like hanging out with this cop character and you're really forced to be a good guy, which is fucking stupid. You could just do all that shit killing fucking net runners. They're like little hacker guys. And, so just do that. I think it's, a fun game. I think it's a really fun game to play, get into, try your best to, get different endings. Like I said, I don't think I've even gotten all of the endings. I think I've gotten 3 out of the 5 endings. So I'm missing 2 more, but I can't figure out what it is that is an ending. So I'm trying. I'm trying. And so I think you guys should try too. If you guys like customization, you like guns, you like a, post-modern world, I think the game is super fun and interesting. Um, is there some boring parts? Of course. With every game, I think there comes boring parts and, but I think the decision making, your character actually speaking, just adds into it and it makes it more fun to play. Other than, unlike Starfield, where your character doesn't say fucking shit, and nobody has a soul, to where this game, all the characters you kind of feel for and you connect with, and you make decisions based on who you like and who you don't like. So I definitely think the game is worth playing. So yeah, I think you guys should go check that out. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry for the stuttering. I had to read some things, so I apologize if you look at me reading and you guys are like, "Oh, look at him. He's fucking reading something." I'm reading some things, man. I just wanted to have some bullet points as to what I can and can't, I do and don'ts, pretty much. I do like and what I don't like. So that's pretty much what I wanted to stay at least to a bracket of things. But shout out to the people that watched my videos before. Thank you. If you're new, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. If you guys like Cyberpunk, let me know. Comment down below if you like Cyberpunk. Let me know what kind of video you want to see or a review that you want to see in the future. I'll either buy it, check it out. If I've played it before, I'll give my honest review. Just let me know. Just let me know. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. This is Lemonheads, and thank you. Goodbye.